Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kali.alexandria and I'm so glad you are with me today. Make sure you give this video a like if you enjoy it, and make sure you subscribe to my channel because I post videos Wednesdays and Sundays, and I hope you'll stick around. But in today's video, with all the quarantine and the coronavirus going on, I wanted to share a list of my favorite podcasts that are probably the best for content creators, bloggers, influencers, that type of thing. These are my favorite go-to podcasts that I want to share with you guys because I think these could really inspire and motivate you guys as well if you're, stuck in a rut and everybody's at home and it's so easy to feel sluggish and unmotivated. So I hope these podcast recommendations will help you. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so I have my laptop here with me and I made a list yesterday of my favorite podcasts, and number one, I'm just going to go straight into it. This is Jenna Kutcher's The Goal Digger podcast. This one I listened to pretty much since the start of my blogging and content creation journey. She has always been super motivating and helpful and literally just gives you the best tips if you are, trying to grow your own business online, or if you're just really wanting to scale your business. Jenna Kutcher is for you. But I did take a little bit from her podcast right here, and it just says that it's basically a live workshop style business podcast that helps you to find success and chase your dreams. And Jenna teaches you how to dig in, do the work, and tackle your biggest goals. And then I just wrote down a little note that is just very motivating to me, and I love the types of guests she brings on the show, mostly for females. I'm pretty sure all of her guests are females besides, I think, her husband and maybe Ed Mylett, but literally one of the best podcasts if you guys are, stuck in like the same routine or rut and just need some extra inspiration. The Gold Digger is for you. Okay, the next podcast is number 2. That is Manifest with Tori Desimone. So this is a relatively new podcast that I recently listened to. I did this poll on my Instagram stories asking for new podcast recommendations, and somebody had mentioned this, and I was actually a viewer of Tori. Her name used to be Tori Sterling, and I used to watch her videos a lot, and then she started a podcast, and now she changed her name, rebranded, and I seriously love her podcast. So obviously it's more about manifestation in your life and to just achieve and do the things that you want to do with your life, and just learning how to manifest that into the universe. I was blown away by Tori, and just in her episodes in general, they are all so good. There's so many different topics you can choose from as well, like boyfriends, relationship advice, business, and beyond. But Tori is actually a really successful business owner. She's a year younger than me. I think she's 21, and just the content that she shares, and she's just so wise, and her podcast is just gold. Number 3 is Natalie Barbu's The Real podcast. This one is great. I watch Natalie on YouTube as well. She started her own podcast, and the guests she brings on her show are incredible. It essentially just teaches you how, you can go from a full-time corporate job to, if you're wanting to be self-employed, start your own business. Or she does talk a lot about career and interviews a lot of people in like the corporate world too. But yeah, essentially she just brings a lot of people onto her show that just talk about their life and the struggles that they have overcome, and she's a really good podcast host as well. Okay, so the next one is Screw the 9 to 5 podcast with Jill and Josh Stanton. So I think they are married, and this duo, they are so real and raw. You just know exactly what you're getting from them. They are amazing together. Just their conversation is just so inspiring, and it's so great to be a part of that, I guess. But this one, they obviously tell it like it is, and it's just about, leaving your 9 to 5 job and finding a different path in life. The next one is Julie Solomon's The Influencer podcast. So this one is an OG, just like a Jenna Kutcher's podcast, but essentially Julie just talks about everything from blogging, growing a business, niching, money, overcome fears in your business, building your dreams, networking, and so much more. She provides a lot of practical and good advice, especially again if you guys are feeling unmotivated. This is a good podcast that you can just flip on and listen to, and you will get motivated real quick, I can tell you that. Okay, the next podcast is Adrienne Finch's Self-Made CEO, and this one is really good as well. So this one is also a really new podcast that I've started listening to, and she talks about anything from scaling your business, setting goals, everything that has to do with literally being your own boss. I mean, her podcast is Self-Made CEO, and I think just her words are just really inspiring. Up next is Jillian Leslie's The Blogger Genius Podcast. I didn't want to mess that up, but it's all about learning how other successful bloggers and online entrepreneurs grow their businesses and their tips and tricks to growing an amazing and successful business. So if you guys didn't already tell, all of these podcasts really relate to just being your own, CEO, your own boss, and the struggles and the challenges that you can face during this. And it is really important to know that you're not alone, even though there will be really good highs, there will be really low lows as well. And I think that is just how you navigate your entrepreneur journey, if that is what you guys want to do. But obviously you guys are on this video and you're wanting some podcast recommendations. If you're a content creator as well or an influencer, yeah, these are good for you. Okay, this next one, I'm going to butcher her last name, but it is Danielle Gervino's Blogging Unscripted podcast. So I'm actually in a blogging Facebook group with Danielle, and I found her through there, and she is like the cutest human being ever. I love following her on Instagram and just like following her journey. She is so inspiring and so successful, and she just shares all of her tips throughout her entrepreneurial journey. But mainly she teaches you everything from Instagram, getting blog traffic, marketing, pitching, and more. And I'm pretty sure she has that background in marketing, maybe graphic design as well. I can't remember, but yeah, she has a lot of great tips. Okay, so this next one, I love Ed Mylett. You guys better know who this guy is. He has been trending. He is so popular, and this is the Ed Mylett Show. I think that's what his podcast is called. Yeah. But yeah, he's just a really successful entrepreneur who just gives you wisdom and advice to navigate through your journey. And this guy he is a smooth talker. He knows exactly what to do, how to do it, and gives you guys the advice just from confidence, your own business. And then he interviews a lot of different people, like very different than the podcast that I have been talking about today. So definitely give him a go. I have only listened to not even half of his uploads, just podcast uploads, but yeah, his stuff is gold also. And then the last one that I'm going to be talking about is Erica's Thrive podcast. So Erica's from her blog, it's called Coming Up Roses, I believe, and I actually found Erica through Instagram and her pitching course that she has for creators and bloggers, and I absolutely love Erica. She just recently launched this podcast, and also she is releasing a book, but she is wise beyond her years, and she provides the most motivating advice if you are stuck in a rut. Okay guys, that is going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a big like if you did, and subscribe because I post videos Wednesdays and Sundays. And with that, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!